That would be the biggest fight Jake Paul could take aside from Conor McGregor, though. I
Yeah,
just I just don't think Andrew Tate's gonna do it.
yeah. There's
And
nothing.
I don't think Jake Paul, listen, Andrew Tate's 6'4". He's big. He's probably bigger than Jake Paul. He's got a lot of experience. It would be a good fight, but Jake Paul, I don't think Jake Paul wants that either. I think it'd be the dopest fight to make. It would be sick. I'd love to watch it. It would be a massive fight, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen because I mean I think personally I think Jake would take that fight in a second just because of the pay-per-view and stuff like
I
that.
think he would take
He'll
it.
make us, but Andrew Tate, like, what does the guy have to gain from it? He's the most popular guy on
Yeah.
the internet right now. Like there's way more to lose than to gain for him because like if he does, I think Andrew Tate would win that fight. But I think if Andrew Tate does lose to Jake Paul, it's horrible look for him, like a horrible look for him.
Yeah,
It would
he's like
on
just
him.
always saying he's hard to kill and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
like so like if he loses, it's gonna be really bad for him. But Jake Paul is actually, I just saw before this podcast that he has an announcement to make tomorrow morning. So I mean, I don't think it's Andrew Tate, but
it better not be Tyron Woodley.
it's not gonna be
If it's
it's
Tyron Woodley, I won't even tune in for a
oh
second.
no, it's gonna get like 10 pay-per-view
Yeah.
buyers if it's Tyrone. I my prediction, I mean, by the time this video is out, we'll already know what the update of the announcement is, but I think it's gonna be Tommy Fury in London. I really because I don't know if you know
I
there's a guy,
hope so. I'd like to see that.
the guy who's named there's a guy KSI is another YouTuber. He does boxing a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
He has a card on August 27th. So I'm thinking that maybe it's
Might be
Tommy
KSI.
Fury, I what?
Didn't KSI's opponent pull out?
Yeah, KSI's opponent pulled out and they booked him against his rapper or something. Like,
Oh, so he's already booked against
yeah,
someone
he's
else.
already booked, but it could be like, okay, like,
I bet he's facing Jake Paul. They'll probably scratch that rap.
really. I mean, once this video comes out, we'll
If
see.
it's Jake Paul KSI, I ain't gonna watch that. But if it's Jake Paul versus Fury or Jake Paul versus what's his name?
Rockman, it's not gonna be Rockman, I don't think, but
Or
you
Tate, I'd watch that. Oh, Rockman's done.
yeah, yeah, I'm expecting it to be Fury in London. I think that's what they're gonna do.
I hope they do.
I hope that'd be a great fight. I'm excited. I would be excited for that one, but
That'd be a
I,
good one.
I'm excited for the announcement. Honestly, like I mean, Jake Paul. Like I feel like I was really thinking about it. Like his he's losing a lot of traction, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
dude. His photos are like, I mean, they're getting like 300K likes, but they're not. People
Yeah,
are, dude. I scrolled back on his timeline just to see like what kind of pop he was getting back in the day, like 3 years ago. I think he was more popular 3 years
yeah,
ago, like because
yeah.
his audience is kind of not everyone's into combat sports, man. We have to remember, like combat sports, it's a niche thing. Like not many people are into it, and that's who he is now. He's a boxer, and a lot of his fans probably don't care about that anymore,
Yeah, and I think the thing about Jake Paul is that like it was entertaining at first because people were like, "Oh, we want to see what this kid, this
or we
YouTube,
want to see him get knocked out by
yeah,
an
and like
MMA fight,
we
and
want to
yeah.
see like what he can do and like stuff
But I
like
think a lot
that."
of us believe that he's good now.
Yeah, like exactly. Like I think a
That's
lot
the
of us, I
thing.
mean, at least know that like are like, okay, this guy's a decent boxer. Like he probably beat like some of the guys who are just like newer
Yeah,
to like 10-0 guys, like 5-0 guys. Like he
yeah,
could beat those guys, but like he can't beat a really good boxer. So like we kind of like know who Jake Paul is as a fighter at this point. So I think that
yeah.
just really like makes him a lot less interesting. And I think he's in a position where like he's in a terrible position because like look, he can either decide like fuck the pay-per-views, like I want to just keep boxing and he just fight boxers, or he can just be like, okay, like I don't really care what people think. I'm gonna keep fighting the big name MMA guys and make good money and sell pay-per-views, stuff like that.
But
So
he won't
he's
be
an
a
option,
star.
there it's one of the two. He can either, yeah, like there that's those are his only options. And I just think it sucks. It sucks, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
like
because he can't get those bigs. He can't fill out a stadium fighting like another Tyron Woodley again.
or
Like
Hakeem Rockman,
that was
you're
a
not
few
telling like a
times. That was a thing that only happened a couple times, and you know, I just think that you're right. One of the things that really changed it all is like we now know where he is. You know, we don't really care to see him against an old washed up MMA fighter, and we also don't really care to see him up against some random boxer or some
Yeah.
big name boxer we know is going to kick his ass. So
He's in a shit
I think the
position.
only exciting fights are Tommy Fury or Andrew Tate, and like that Andrew Tate fight. That if I was Jake Paul, that'd be the number one thing I'm going for. But if I was Andrew Tate, I would
Yeah.
say, I'm already good. I don't really care. Like
He's way more popular than Jake Paul,
he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to
You need
fight.
to do that, yeah.